Despite the Starz show's lengthy hiatus between seasons, the third season debut does not reassure viewers of its world. The major strength and flaw of Do or Die is that it expects the audience to board the moving train again. However, it is untrue to suggest that the series is complacent. Although the power book for Season 2 finale was about 2 years ago, there isn't a comparable time jump on screen. If you haven't watched the finale again, you'll be a little confused at first because details about who is where and who is having issues with whom are revealed quickly. Having said that, there are plenty of memorable moments across the hour, and they start early. It's not Tommy Egan who gets the first jaw-dropping scene, it's his girlfriend Mireia Garcia, still portrayed with a ton of ferocity, also recognizable from her scene-stealing role as Anna Avalos on Chicago PD. Mireia begins Season 3 in a heated argument with her brother Miguel about Tommy, threatening to kill Miguel and then herself. It's a chilling start to the season to see her with a gun under her chin. And in true power fashion, that's just the first act. Vic remains one of the most frustrating characters on the board. His inability to see the larger game around him, or even to lie convincingly, continues to put him in danger. Even when he had the chance to run earlier in the episode, it's questionable whether he would have gotten anywhere meaningful. His arc appears destined for tragedy. If any member of the Flynn family is exiting by the season's end, all signs point to him. Meanwhile, tension simmers between the CBI and Tommy's circle. Mac's reckless tendencies make him a liability at a moment when precision matters most. There is a sense that his desperation to prove himself may lead directly to disaster. It would not be surprising if an attempt on his life instead takes someone close to him, possibly his own father, in a high-stakes misfire later this season. Shanti emerges this season with a colder confidence that recalls the menace of Jukebox from the original Power. That parallel raises alarm bells. Characters who gain too much strategic power in this universe rarely get the chance to wield it for long. The 2.5-year wait, along with the Hollywood strikes, had me anticipating seeing how they would follow up on the Season 2 finale. Well, Tommy Egan is back, and the other characters are with him for his revenge mission. The show wastes no time reminding us of the stakes, the grudges, and the characters who will do anything to survive. The extended gap between seasons may have tested patience, but the re-entry is surprisingly smooth. The world is messy, layered, and volatile in the way the Power universe often is at its best. From the first moments, the episode re-established the central tension of loyalty versus ambition. Nearly every character is either double-crossing someone or preparing for the moment they might need to. Claudia's return, though unsurprising to viewers who were skeptical of her supposed death, still lands as a satisfying reveal. The show knows its audience well enough to avoid neat endings where it shouldn't, and her reappearance does more than keep her story alive. It restores the central dynamic between the Flynn siblings, whose fractured loyalties continue to fuel some of the show's strongest interpersonal conflict. Mireia begins Season 3 in a heated argument with her brother Miguel about Tommy, threatening to kill Miguel and then herself. It's a chilling start to the season to see her with a gun under her chin. And in true Power fashion, that's just the first act of potential violence. The plot kicks off when Merkovic is killed in prison by the Marquez cartel, starting a battle between Tommy and Miguel's crews for his portion of the Chicago drug trade. Everything jumps off of that, as both sides are rushing to get to the finish line first while the authorities, such as they are, get stuck reacting to the death of an important target. But no one is a unified front in this episode, everyone is out for themselves, which then makes everything worse. It's unintentionally amusing that both Miguel and Shanti want Tommy dead, but neither of them want to be the ones to do it. Instead, each plots to use another one of Tommy's many enemies to do their dirty work. And Tommy actually saves Shanti's life when the Marquez cartel comes after both of them. Diamond is fed up with Tommy's impatience. Tommy's individual actions are ruining his attempts to unite the crews and operate CBI legitimately. Diamond confronts Tommy during this furious altercation, saying, "You ain't built for this long game, white boy." Tommy responds by talking about loyalty and how he rescued CBI from the cartel and the Serbs. Jenard is hiding in the background, looking tidy, yet is working hard to conspire with Shanti. They are plotting to remove Tommy and take back CBI. Jenard's comeback story is genuine, but that animosity against Tommy? He is motivated by it.
As Tommy, Egan feels even more like a runaway freight train. Power didn't glamorize the drug world. It was an urban tragedy that had to end with the death of its hero James "Ghost" St. Patrick. The show also did a pretty good job of screwing over Tommy. By the series finale, his best friend Ghost and his fiancée Lakeisha Grant had died. His associates in the drug game betrayed him worse than Fez in Euphoria, and his own mother turned on him. His flashback appearance in Power Book 2, Ghost, made things worse, adding that Ghost's widow Tasha framed Tommy for her husband's murder. If anyone had unfinished business and a reason to keep going, it was Tommy. Plus, Joseph Sikora's incredible talent was perfect to build another show around. A spin-off about a protagonist returning to their hometown isn't new, even the Cleveland show did it, but it's the way Sikora plays it that makes Power Book 4 Force the follow-up fans deserve. Tommy has always been a live wire, even in his most quiet or vulnerable moments is never quite still. It makes complete sense that he'd take the heavy blows he suffered in Power and use them as fuel to not only start over, but make his own empire where he wouldn't have to rely on anyone or care about losing anyone. Force also gave him a substantive reason to stay in Chicago by revealing his grandmother was still alive and he had an ignored half-brother. This show is Tommy Egan's reckoning, and the fact that Sikora is also a Chicago native adds a neat extra quirk to it. Viewers are now several episodes into the season, and Tommy's battles have fleshed out the character in ways that Power never could. In the original series, though Tommy and Ghost were partners and even operated independently at times, they were always inexorably connected. Power Book 4 Force has made Tommy clearly number one, with all the positives and negatives that entails. The subtle psychological shift of being professionally beholden to no one else has given him an extra edge. There's also no one to check him and he faces the full consequences of his mistakes. One aspect of Power Book 4 Force that's particularly intriguing is its exploration of Tommy's newfound family, his half-brother J.P. Gibbs, Anthony Fleming III, and nephew D-Mac, Lucien Cambric. Though D-Mac being J.P.'s son isn't public knowledge yet, it's bound to come out eventually, and J.P. has already told Tommy that he's in a financial bind. Ghost's family was completely caught up in the game, even his true love Angela was a U.S. attorney. J.P. is trying to stay on the straight and narrow as is Gloria, and D-Mac's not totally in yet. Tommy can have a side of his life that has nothing to do with drugs, giving himself a balance and saving himself from making the mistakes Ghost made by being unable to keep things separated.
Starz has released a new trailer for Power Book 2, Ghost Season 4 Part 2 alongside some first-look photos that tease a final showdown. The newly released trailer sets the stakes high for emotional final episodes, emphasizing that no one is safe. Part 2 of the final season will premiere on Starz at 8 p.m. in the US on Friday, September 6th. Episodes will be available to stream on the Starz app from midnight. In the first half of Power Book 2, Ghost Season 4, unanswered high-stakes questions were uncovered and Tariq learned he is the father of Diana's baby. Part 2 will showcase the adage, like father, like son. Tariq finds himself in an eerily similar situation, just like his late father, Ghost, stuck between a rock and a hard place, with the choice to leave the game or take over, reads the official synopsis for Part 2. Entrapped by Detective Carter, the Tejada family realizes their safety is not guaranteed. Monet fiercely fights for her family to become whole again, but is it too late? Noma is working her way to the top of the food chain. Meanwhile, her daughter, Anya, gets too close to the game, forcing Noma to think twice about her actions.
Dark clouds forming in the heavens over me, but I say hallelujah anyway.
As they held their guns up towards each other, Monet told Tariq that she knew they both had a lot of reasons to want to take each other out, but she had a better idea. She proposed that if he give her kids a pass, she'll give him one too. Monet explained that all she cared about at the moment was making sure her family was safe, especially her grandbaby. Tariq, who is obviously still shell-shocked by the news, lowers his gun before leaving the house. That episode ends with Tariq pulling up to the party/concert Braden put together for No Lie. When they finally catch up, Braden breaks down all the logistics of how their business will run and Tariq is very impressed. When Braden is done, he asks Tariq how things went with the Tejadas. Tariq tells him that he might not a drink before he gets into it and also says that needed to hit the blunt Braden was hitting at the moment. As the two sit at the bar, Tariq spots Anya. He walks up and offers to pay for her drinks as he introduces himself. She tells him that she can pay for her own drinks. Tariq responds by saying he could see that but she shouldn't have to. She loved the line and introduced herself. The episode ends with Tariq telling Anya that it's nice to meet her. That boy cold. Power Book 2, Ghost continues to dominate television screens as it approaches its mid-season finale in its final 10-episode run. This spin-off from the original Power series, which concluded in 2020, has garnered significant attention, with Season 4 attracting 6.5 million multi-platform viewers during its debut week on Starz. Michael Rainey Jr. portrays Tariq St. Patrick, the son of James St. Patrick, known as Ghost, a former drug lord and businessman. Tariq, who killed his father in the original series, now navigates a dual life as an Ivy League college student and a drug dealer. Season after season, viewers witness Tariq's attempts to earn his inheritance through education, only to be drawn deeper into a life of crime. He embodies the legacy of Ghost, version 2.0, as per the report by Radio Times. Adding to the complexity, Detective Don Carter, Michael Ealy, enters the fray, determined to bring down Tariq and his associates, including federal agent Angel Young, with ties to Paz and Angela Valdez. The impending threat forces Tariq and his loved ones into precarious situations, testing their resilience and alliances. The Starz app offers streaming for every Power franchise installment, including Power Book 2, Ghost. Fans excitedly await the dramatic finale of this spin-off, which functions as a sequel and a standalone story in the Power universe, as the series gets more intense with each new episode release.